Been watching your lectures on YouTube. I'm in heaven. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I told, hey, them YouTube gems be a little bit more potent than the TikTok gems because I be able to, you know what I'm saying, get into it how I want to get into it. So the YouTube lives be a little bit deeper. We're going to start back getting on YouTube soon. I just got to, it's too many platforms for me to try to operate at one time, man. And I love the TikTok platform too, so I ain't even going to cap. But we'll get back on YouTube. I got a lot of gems that I need to put on YouTube that we can't talk on here. So we'll get back on it soon. Probably the beginning of next year. We'll start back going live on there too. Excuse me. What's happening? Red line in the building. You know what's happening? You said Wonka bars have strong. Some of them do. Some of them do. The one I do got it's sprinkled with a little something. Little shroom crystals. All right, let's go ahead and light it up. Let's get started. Let's get started. All right, so in all of the books, all of the information, all of the documents, and every single thing that we've been reading, we have came to the conclusion, and due to history, that the so-called American Negro is the American Indian. They are the American Moors. They are the Sephardic Jews, and they are the Tartarians. All right. We the Mongolian Tartarians, though. All right. I know a lot of y'all, Mongolian. Yeah. We are the true Mongolians. This is why they always called us mongrels. Like, during Jim Crow times, my daddy used to tell me this, and you can research it too. During Jim Crow times, they used to call us mongrels. Outside of the N-word and shit, they used to call us mongrels, which is short for Mongolians. So this is why I kind of like, give a little pushback when people call Native Americans Mongolians and shit like that. Not because I'm trying to kumbaya with them, but it's because that if we gonna talk about history correctly, then just talk about history correctly and just call these people who they are, right? And then secondly, you can't generalize all Native Americans as Siberians and Mongolians, because that's not true. Now you're just being racist and a eugenics, because that ain't true. All of them didn't come from over there. A lot of Native Americans come from you. Believe it or not, a lot of them come from you. Like, when you go back 2, 3, and 4 generations and shit, their ancestors get darker and darker and darker and darker. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying in knowledge. Peace, peace. Who in my request box? I'll give you 10 seconds of fame real quick.
Yo, these are some really big claims, man. I mean,
all right, so we ain't got time for that shit. Ain't nothing to claim, it's all facts. So anyways, though, continuing going, so like, he came off wrong. I ain't like his energy. These are some big claims, bro. You said, bro, why you ain't debate? Because I don't debate. I don't know, a lot of y'all new to my page and Higher Learning Book Club, we don't debate, we read books. If y'all want to debate, there's other Indian lives and other people who would gladly argue with you all day long. But last thing, I'm not about to argue about melanated people being first on earth. That's crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to argue with people about melanated people being first on earth. It's already proven, right? And if you are a melanated person, I'm not going to argue with a melanated person about melanated people being the first people on earth, because it's facts. All right. So there's no debate. To me, there's no debate. It's just emotional, cognitive dissonance, and that's it. Because if people is actually doing research, none of this shit sounds far-fetched. So, like I was saying, so the American Negro is the American Indian. They are the Moors. They are the Sephardic Jews, and they are the Tartarians. But we, American Negroes, are the Mongolian ones, right? We are specific. And like I said, you cannot argue with the Mongolian spots that's on 95% of our asses, legs, face, arms, and everything like that, right? We got Mongolian spots and actual Mongolians doesn't. Yeah, connect to that, all right? You know, so this is why, you know, it ain't no kumbaya shit or nothing like that, but I do want people to start calling these people the real, what they really are. And a lot of them not Siberians, a lot of them not Mongolians. Some of them are Filipinos descendants. Some of them are Hawaiian descendants. Some of them are our descendants. You know, a lot of them come from us. Like I said, when you go further back into the family tree, the darker and darker and darker their ancestors get. That's why a lot of them don't show you the pictures. A lot of them don't pull out their census records or none of that type of shit, because they already know what it is. So, and you know, America is Asia, right? We all, you know, we sitting here calling people Mongolians and shit, but people don't understand America is Asia, whether you believe it or not, or whatever the case may be. You know, your belief ain't got nothing to do with facts, right? America's known as Asia Major. And India Superior is inside of Asia. So Asia Superior is inside of Asia Major, right? And that makes sense. So shout out to everybody that's in here. I just had to explain and kind of break down what we've been reading and what we've been putting together and acknowledging and understanding. So we about to get into the read, because we got some gems. We got some gems. Let me catch up in the comments real quick. What's happening, Fox? Most of the women do, then the babies get them too. Yeah. Said, are you Christian or Catholic or something else? I'm none of those. So you got the birthmark on your stomach? Yeah. My mama still got hers. Hers on the side of her stomach. Yeah, she still got hers. So let me catch up in the comments. Say your wife got one. Facts. Jaredites, I don't know what that is. Real facts, always love it. Yeah. So, you know, I get into a little conflicts, but it's all good. You know. So, you know, I still love my brothers. I still love my sisters. I still love my folks of gem dropping information. You know, I don't try to regulate people's stuff, but, you know, if we all gonna be teaching history, then just teach history the correct way, and just not teach history based off emotions. Because emotions is the only reason why you calling people Mongolians and Siberians. Just be real. You ain't really got proof that these people came from over there, except for a certain tribe of people who are called Athabascans, right? Athabascans, they come from Siberia, and, you know, they still speak Siberian languages to an extent. They still got family over there. They still go over there for family reunions and everything like that. It is well documented. Right, so we're talking about Athabascans. Now, all natives aren't Athabascans. A lot of these people are just your mixed half-blood cousins, or your quadroon cousins, et cetera, et cetera. But we'll get down to it. What's happening, Natasha, in the building? Marvin Garden said, Cap, I have proof. Well, start your own live and spread your own proof. I don't really care about it. I don't really care about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Philly, man, look. Nah, for real, bro. People just they start your own live and teach your own class, bro. Yep. Most of the Tartarians were giants. Yeah. They definitely was giants. We come from giants. Giants is our ancestors, our forefathers. And giants inside of the stories, you know, the fallen angels laid down with the women and had giants. Yeah. We would be the further descendants of that. The reason why we're not as giants is because they redid our whole atmosphere. Right? They chopped down our trees, which gave us more oxygen. They changed the sound frequencies and the waves and stuff, which also helped the growth of plants and people and animals even, right? So they dropped us all down to a lower frequency. So this is the reason why a lot of us aren't giants like that no more. And when you do want to cross giants, like, people like 7'7" and 8 feet tall, 9 feet people in today's world, they break down faster. Their life expectancy is way shorter because the environment that we are in now doesn't do any justice to their body now, right? If it was way back then, early 1800s, 1700s, then yeah, people like 9 feet, 8 feet tall, they'll be living as long as anybody else, but their body can't stand the frequency that we in now. So, a lot of their life expectancy isn't that long. So exactly, less oxygen. Yeah. So you believe in giants, but not the Bible. I ain't never said I didn't believe in the Bible. I just said I'm not Christian or Catholic. You assumed I didn't believe in the Bible. Assumptions create an ass out of yourself. He said, if they are descendants of Siberians, they are descendants of Siberians. That would never change. I mean, yeah. Those who are descended from Siberians, yeah, they gonna be Siberians, but not all of them are. Not all of them are. And shit, people don't even know about the dark-skinned Siberians that look like us. That's just why I say you can't go off lookership. We gotta stop being racist and colorist and lookership and shit all the time. Because there's Siberians that look like us. And a lot of people don't know that. People don't even know that, especially when the world was melanated in the first place. A lot of these so-called American Negroes who's calling themselves Indians, a lot of them come from melanated Siberians. So yeah, what it is. Who are your tribal elders? Nobody that you'll know. Nobody that you'll know. All humans originated from the motherland, probably. I originate from America, which is my motherland. Everybody else probably got other motherlands. Asking all them questions. Making statements. So, hey, why you asking all those questions? What's that, the OG tribe? Hey, come with love and peace into the world. What's happening? Ashe, what's good? Yo, these folks hear the craziest things. Man, look, hey, you gotta love TikTok. If you feeling down, hop on TikTok. For real. If you feeling down, hop on TikTok. I guarantee you'll find your laugh. This shit'll brighten your day. I can clearly see why many people will remain confused on their ancestral bloodline. That's true. He said, you're not America. You think America is Egypt? Nah, I don't think America is Egypt. America's older than Egypt. Egypt came from America. So I do believe that. It's plenty of books that say it. Oh, brother, the unemployed are at it again. I actually work night shift. I could tell you unemployed because you don't know first, second, or third shift. Everybody don't work first shift. A lot of us work second and third shift and shit. I got insomnia, so I love night times. So I appreciate that, though. You tried it. You said you don't have any. You could have said your grandma. I did. When you asked me who are my tribal elders, I said people that you wouldn't know. Me saying my grandmama is still a person that you don't know. You don't know who my grandmama is. So it make no points in telling you anything about me when you don't know anything about me. That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I believe the U.S. is the true Africa. Africa wasn't around back then. America's just America. America's not Africa. It's not a Mexum. It's not none of that. America is America. You can't turn America into another country to make it true because you got some type of attachment to Africa or the word Africa. No, America's just America. It ain't Africa. Appreciate that, Lou. Thank you for stopping by. What's happening, Libra? Libra in the gang. Van Carter said, I'm Cherokee and my people have been in the Appalachians since 3000 BC. Shout out to you. Pablo was good. said Mongolians are from what we call Russia. They were ran off by the Huns. Those that escaped remain in the colder, similar climates. What's that in Comanche? Peace, peace. I'm true national. Paperwork to prove it. Hey, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. America is Rome, and Rome is everywhere. Rome was taken over, so is America. So America isn't Rome. So when we hear these things, think about it. All of these things that y'all saying, when y'all say America is Egypt, America is Rome, America is this, America isn't none of those things, but those things are in America. We got to start changing the way we think about stuff, right? Instead of saying America is Egypt or America is Rome, starts thinking Egypt is in America. Rome is in America, right? Washington, D.C. was called Rome in 1665, and you can find that inside the Catholic Encyclopedia. Right. The Catholic Encyclopedia tell you that Washington, D.C. was called Rome in 1665, and it probably was called that before then. But these things are in America, right? There's Moscow. We got plenty cities called Moscow in America. I'm talking about like 20, 30 different cities called Moscow, and a lot of them predate the Moscow over there, right? So a lot of these names that you see overseas, they came from America. And they just took them over there. But who took them over there is the question. Who took all of these civilizations and all these names over there and took our civilization and pyramid building and hieroglyphics and alchemy and everything and just took it around the world? American Indians. There's a good book called The Algonquin Conquest of the Mediterranean region 11,000 years ago. And it breaks down how the Algonquin Indians took civilization around the world, even North Africa. North Africa was actually the first stop. And then they hit Europe. And that's just one of them. There's another book by Kataga Abaga, Ancient and the Ancient Egyptians. He's a West African historian. He'll tell you that South American Indians brought civilization to Africa. And a lot of African tribes today, they still have South American Indian names. You know what I'm saying? For an example, I used the Moshi, right? The Moshi, which, Moshika, right? The Moshi tribe is an South American tribe. There's a Moshi tribe in Africa, right? Moshi is an American name. So how is this African tribe got an American Indian tribal name? And that's just one of many African tribes that has American Indian names. And a lot of South American Indians and Algonquin Indians, when they went to these places, they never came back to America. They stayed. So they stayed, they had kids and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So instead of people thinking they came from Africa, Africans came from America. That's crazy. Or is it crazy? The truth is always stranger than fiction. Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Let's go ahead and get into these reads real quick. Let's go ahead and get back to our read, right? Get back to our read. So we are inside this book called The One World Tartarians, the greatest civilization ever to be erased from history. Screenshot at archives.org for those who missed the live, for those who missed the read. Hey, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody that's in here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for the likes, the love, the gifts. You said Athabascans and Hopi been here for 35,000 years. We know that. I ain't never said they was. The Athabascans and Hopi definitely was here. And they also tell you that it was people that was already here before they came. Because the Athabascans and Hopi didn't build the mounds. They didn't build the pyramids. They didn't build these Olmec civilizations, Inca. And they not the Anasazi, right? Especially when you know that Navajo called these older people the Anasazi, and Navajos are Athabascans. Apaches are Athabascans, right? They migrated down to the southern region. The timeline's off, so I don't really like to use timelines like that unless I tell you guesstimation-wise. But guesstimation-wise, they say that the Navajo made it to the south between like 1400s. You know what I'm saying? And the Apache came not too long after that. And those are just two out of almost like 58 plus different Athabascan tribes. And Athabascan is one tribe out of other Alaskan natives, right? You still got the Telagit tribe, you still got the Yukons, you still got the Yupiks, you still got all these other tribes. They got many other local tribes that spread it out as well too. So this is why I say a lot of natives aren't going to be Athabascans. A lot of natives aren't going to be Siberians. A lot of natives aren't Mongolians. You know, some natives actually are descendants of Filipinos or Negritos. You know, you'll be surprised of the ancestry, right? Some Native Americans are literally indigenous to America. And that's one of the hard truths that a lot of our people can't swallow, because a lot of our people then became eugenicists and racists and colorists on their journeys of this information, because now certain content creators will teach people if they wasn't dark skinned with an afro, niggas is not aboriginal. But that ain't true, because there's dark skinned niggas with an afro who's European. There's dark skinned niggas with afros who's Russian. So we can't just go off of complexion and hair type, especially when we know in our community, we all don't have afros. We all know this. A lot of us do got straight hair, loose curly hair and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially in our community where a lot of us aren't dark skinned. There's a lot of yellow bones and red bones in our community, but they both come from swarthy parents though. So we can't be colorist while trying to fix history, because then you become the very thing that you're trying to preach against. All right. But try to understand that so much shit didn't happen in history that nothing's original. It's 2024. Nothing's original. I'm sorry. And that's another cold, hard truth that a lot of people hate to digest. But so much shit didn't happen. So much mingling, conquering, trade, bartering. So much shit didn't happen in thousands of years. Ain't nobody original no more. We don't even look like our aunt. We ain't even as tall as them no more. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to take ancient descriptions of some shit and apply it to 2024. And that's crazy as hell to me. Shit changed. Motherfuckers do not look the same. I'm just being real. So me personally, I don't believe nobody's full blood in America. And that's my personal belief. Nobody else can have this belief. But me personally, I don't believe none of us is full blood. Nobody's full blood shit around this motherfucker. The only way you can be a pure blood is if your ass was like the Jawa tribe, isolated on an island away from all human contact. But as long as your people was inside the lines of the United States and other shit, your ass done mixed in somewhere. And I don't care what nobody say. I bet won't nobody debate me on that, because we'll go census record for census records. And if you so pure blood, everybody has to be an Indian in your family tree. On mama's side, daddy's side, all 4 of your grandmamas, all 16 of your great-great-grand. Like I gotta see nothing but Indians. I better not see that one European in that motherfucker. You feel me? But don't nobody want to do that, because they know they got Europeans in their family. People be faking to be full blood. Right? And that's the cold, hard truth that everybody don't like me on. I done lost so many supporters. Some of my homies don't even come into the lives no more. But facts is facts. A lot of us got European. This is why you got a European name. This is why you got Scottish ancestry. This shit's all around you. Right? But the funny thing is, those Europeans come from here though. So are you really mixed? Or are you just more pure? See, if people hung around long enough, you'll hear me say that last part. Oh, but I forgot. Don't nobody believe a lot of these other nations descend from America. So they're having a hard time to comprehend that a lot of these people are just the same motherfuckers. They just left at different times from America. You talk about Chaldeans, you talk about Britons, you talk about Phoenicians, Carthaginians, you talk about, Amazigh Berbers, you talk about the Tuaregs, you talk about the Ottoman Empire, you talk about the Saxons. Oh yeah, the Saxons come from America. The word Saxon literally means son of Isaac. Isaac is who? All right, so you have to understand history. And if you don't understand history, just let me know. We'll have a one-on-one conversation. I'll break this shit down to you. And I give you the books that correlate it. You know what I'm saying? We don't do no quick Google research or none of this shit. We get into these books. We connect dots, languages, tribe names, right? family crest, oral history. We do our due diligence in our research when we put it together, right? Belief and feelings have no room for facts and knowledge. Period. You know what I'm saying? Period. Hold on, y'all. I got a little text message real quick. Hold on.